Now, this ghetto Messiah here, this man called himself Ghetto Messiah. You know, we we don't say ghetto. You know, we say the ghetto. You know, so the Ghetto Messiah says Elijah Muhammad also said, "This is the greatest minister that I have in the bounds of North America." Greatest means superior to all. Now he's teaching on his own misquote. See, that's very dangerous. You know, if people misquote the scripture and then they start teaching on their own misquote. And if he'd have just taken the time to get around other people, somebody could have corrected him on that. Huh? You know, I remember the messenger said, we don't back you up in telling other than the truth. He said, don't tell me, Elijah, you are God, you are Master Farad Muhammad. He said, no, I'm not Master Farad Muhammad. He said, Master Farad Muhammad is the one that I'm representing to you. And so don't tell me that. He wouldn't let you make more out of him than he was, and he was not going to let you make less out of him than he was. If the truth is not sufficient to elevate you to a position of respectability, well then that just ain't in the cards for you. Do you understand? So he starts off with a false quote. Then he says, he teaches on the meaning of the word greatest. Greatest means superior to all, which means Elijah was telling y'all. You notice he had to say y'all, because he wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? Boy, you wasn't even there. And your wording, you know, you didn't say he was telling us. You say he's telling y'all. Now, you know, these people has got more nerve than a brass monkey. Now, they will sit up and talk about what go on in your house, and they never set foot in it. Man, I ain't forgot. When I first moved in, we got some limousines. You remember them limousines, brother? Brother Michael, I think Brother James was here. These folks were saying we was, because they didn't support us, didn't help us, and was saying we was bringing drugs in the hubcaps of them limos. You know, I know how the other part of it went. How in the world they can afford that? Them niggas dealing drugs. Is that right? And so they done fixed it all up that we got how we bringing it in here. And so one of them asked me, hey, I don't mean no harm, but you know they say you deal drugs. He just walked up to me and tell me. I said, I tell you what, brother, go and bring that one to me that say he bought some from me. You know, both of them. You see, that's the way. It's an easy way. You can stop a lie, but don't never ignore the lie. If you ignore the lie, that's like ignoring cancer. It ain't gonna just go away. You better go there and do something about it. Is that right? All right, the devil taught you to, oh, don't pay that no attention. If they ain't telling the truth, don't pay no attention. That's the devil, because he know he the one lying on you. So I have to correct lies. The messenger said we're going to make it a habit of coming out exposing these people. That's what he said. So that's what I'm going to do here. So he says, Elijah was telling y'all that Farrakhan is greater than Wallace, Silas, Royal, Marvin, all of them. Elijah Muhammad didn't speak in riddles. He said, wherever you see him, he's talking about Minister Farrakhan, look at him. Wherever he tells you to go, you go there. Then he said, those of you who claim to follow Elijah Muhammad are hypocrites, because he told you to follow Farrakhan, and you are willfully disobeying his orders in front of the entire world. Now, I invited him to come in here and have a conversation with me. He probably listening now and trembling. You think that'll get him? But anyway, I don't have no problem with people. He's probably about in his 30s, or may not even be that old. A youngster. And he done been listening to groupies telling him that Minister Farrakhan was chosen by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Minister Farrakhan said Wallace was chosen by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's what Minister Farrakhan told us in 1975. Him and a whole lot of the other ones. And I let you hear him say it. Now, if he was chosen by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, why did he tell us that Wallace was? And I quote, he said, I want you to remember, today I have one of my greatest preachers here. What are you hiding behind the sycamore tree for, brother? And he chuckled, and he said, come on now around here where they can see you. And the people started clapping and whatnot. And the messenger went on to say, we have with us today our great national preacher. He didn't say our greatest. He said our great national preacher. He said, the preacher who don't mind going into Harlem, New York, one of the most worst towns in our nation or cities. It is our brother in Detroit and Chicago out of New York. But I want you to remember every week he's on the air helping me to reach those people that I can't get out of my house and go reach them like he. Let me read some more. I want you to pay good attention to his preaching. His preaching is a bearing of witness to me and what God has given to me. This is one of the strongest national preachers that I have in the bounds of North America. Everywhere you hear him, listen to him. Everywhere you see him, look at him. Everywhere he advises you to go, go. And everywhere he advises you to stay from, stay from. For we are thankful to Allah for this great helper of mine, Minister Farrakhan. He's not a proud man. He's a very humble man. If he can carry you across the lake without dropping you in, he don't say when you get on the other side, you see what I have done. He tells you to see what Allah has done. He doesn't take it upon himself. He's a mighty fine preacher. We hear him every week, and I say, continue to hear our minister, Farrakhan. I thank you. Now, did you hear anything about this is the greatest minister I have?